This video is for you if you find yourself caring so much about what other people think that you're not even thinking about what you want and what you like and what your dreams are. Or maybe you do dream about things, but most of your time or a significant amount of your time is spent worrying about other people and their thoughts about you instead of dreaming and doing and taking action towards your dreams. This video is for you if you are that way. Okay, let's dive right in. So first of all, I really do not care about what other people think. Hasn't always been that way. So back in the day in middle school, I used to eat lunch in the bathroom because I just didn't want to be bothered. I wanted to read a book and just eat my lunch. And if I didn't care about what people thought, I probably would have just ate my lunch in the cafeteria with my book. But also I just didn't want to bother with the people. But anyways, I definitely have cared in the past about what people thought to the point where I would have anxiety or I would be so worried about something that happened or something I was embarrassed about that it would just absolutely consume me. So totally get it, but I am not that way anymore. And one of the reasons is I've realized that everything is made up. The rules are made up. Fashion is made up. How you're supposed to decorate your house is made up. And yes, there are probably some ways that we can do our house and do our bodies that might be more appealing than others. But really, if we love it and we're confident and we're excited about it, I mean, look at my house. I painted my walls the brightest yellow I could find. And my mom, she's an artist and a painter. She totally supports me, but she's like, are you sure you don't want a lighter color of yellow? And I'm like, nope, I know what I want. And she's like, it looks different on the walls. I'm like, I know what I want. And then she's in love with the color. I'm in love with the color. But it's for me. This is what I like. I like lots of bright colors. And I like to feel good when I wake up in the morning and it's like sunshine inside my house. Also, fashion. Let's not even go there in this video. Because whenever somebody is like critical of what someone else is wearing, I'm like, we were born naked and clothes used to be a thing to just protect us from the elements and wear whatever we want. Like, let's just feel good with whatever we are wearing. Okay, let's get into this today. So next thing, anything in the past is done. So let's say that we're embarrassed about something. So I have definitely spent my time before feeling really bad about something that I said or embarrassed about something that happened. And it's so funny whenever we sit around a campfire and we talk about most embarrassing moments, I usually win. That is not something that you want to win. I have been embarrassed and embarrassed myself a lot. But these days, I just don't care. You know why? It's because I hang out with people who know my intentions. They know my heart. They know that I love people. They know that I want to do good in the world. They just know me. So when you're around people who know you and judge you for your intentions, why don't you judge you for your intentions? And by the way, if you're not around people like that yet, don't worry. As you start working through a lot of these things that I'll be talking about on my channel, because I realized I'm super passionate about these things, like not caring about what people think, working towards our dreams, getting unstuck, confidence, all of those things. We're going to talk about them. As you start working through these things, all of a sudden you're going to start attracting other people who are kind of at that same level, or you're going to start noticing friends that you already have that are like that, and you're like, oh, I knew you were awesome and cool. But anyways, judging ourselves based on our intentions. So we judge ourselves so harshly. Like, we will literally say about someone else, like, oh, they didn't mean that, or we'll give them excuses. But then for ourselves, we're like we're just so hard on ourselves, and we don't judge ourselves by our intentions. So incredibly important. But let's go back to being embarrassed about things and replaying things that we said or did over and over and over in our mind and driving ourselves crazy about it. Anything that is in the past is done. It is done. And we all remember the past different anyways. First of all, why would you be replaying something in your head? And it's usually because you're worried about how other people perceived you, or you're worried it's going to affect your relationships or whatever. guaranteed they're not thinking about it anymore. And if they are, really, they don't have anything better to think about in their lives. Maybe that's not the person that you want to build your future life with as far as like friendships and relationships go, right? Okay, so ask yourself whenever you are in this state, just ask yourself, like, is there any action I can take? And if there's not, let it go. I love the concept of stoicism. I love many of the principles. And one of the principles is there anything I can do about it? If not, I must let it go. All right, next. So one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm feeling a little bit anxious about something or I'm worried about something is to think about how I'm on a planet that's spinning through the galaxy, that this moment was 13.8 billion years in the making. Simultaneously, while I'm having this moment, there's other people, there's 7 billion people or however many billions of people all over the world that are having their moments. Like whatever's going on, and for generations, it won't matter anyways. And when I'm old and when I'm dying, or if I died, or if I was gonna die like in 4 months, I would be not thinking about this stuff. I would be thinking about how many experiences I can have on earth, and I would be appreciating the experiences that I'm able to have, the little ones, the big ones, just seeing a flower, eating a strawberry. I would just be so excited about the things that I can do while I'm here and while I'm able to do them. Okay, next. I like the idea of whenever we're feeling worried about someone or worried about something that we did, just approaching it with a silly attitude and just laughing it off and trying to find the hilarity of it and just giving ourselves a break. Okay, so I have to tell you guys this story. I was trying to think about the last time that I was really worried about what someone thought because it's been a while. So whenever you have health problems, I've had vertigo, like extreme vertigo twice, and then a little bit of dizziness in between. And I was throwing all over myself, couldn't see, couldn't hardly use my brain without getting dizzy. And when I got out of that, and I'm pretty sure I'm out of it, I saw a neurologist, I'm going to see a physical therapist. I am so thankful to be on this earth, and I am so thankful for all of the things I can do. And my boyfriend was relatively new to me at the time, and he had to clean up my puke. He had to take me to the bathroom, and you know, I wasn't embarrassed because I was like, well, this is a great litmus test for him to see if he it's like, you know, if he is in it to win it, so to speak. And he is, and he stuck around. I actually wasn't embarrassed about that. But it's those things in our life that all of a sudden shake us up, and it's like, why have I been living my life caring about what people think when I could have this horrible health problem that just comes out of nowhere and then I'm not able to do anything? Like, let's just put things into perspective. But let me tell you about the last thing I was embarrassed. It's when I was in a group with a lot of rules. Okay, I understand rules for groups because this was an entrepreneur group, and like one of the rules is really cool. Like we don't should on each other. We don't tell each other what you should do. And I freaking love that rule, okay? Absolutely love it. And I love that we experience share. We share our experiences instead of dumping advice all over each other. But anyways, I was in the group and I was relatively new to the group and I hadn't completely learned all the rules. And they do this thing called red card when you break one of the rules. And I got red carded for using the word you, like red card. And I was like, oh man, and I felt bad because I understood the reason for the rule and stuff. But I felt so bad, and I texted people later to tell them how bad I felt. And they're like, oh, don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. I don't think they said don't worry. I think they said you'll get the hang of it. They're pretty freaking strict about it. But I also noticed no one else had ever been red carded, even though other people had used the word you. And I was in this cycle of I don't know. It was not a good cycle. And I realized that I needed to let that go because at the time I was going through so many things in my business and my personal life. I started over at 39 years old, completely over, new business, broke up with my boyfriend. The dog went with him because it was his dog. Yeah, new dog, just so many new things. And I was going through a lot, and I did not need to add this little tiny infraction onto this giant pile of stuff that I was going through, and somehow I did. And I really couldn't stand that experience. And looking back, I just realized that I don't want to say anything about that group. We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it right there. Nothing wrong with them. Sometimes it's our own triggers and it's our own samskaras that we need to work through. But also, I did leave that group because I'm just not in a position of my life to have so many rules and structure around something. It's like, if you like me, let's hang out. Maybe if you don't, that's fine. There's 7 billion people on the planet. Lots of people like me a lot and want to hang out. I don't know. Like I had to let go of that group because of all of the rules. But also, if I'm in a group of people and we're all aligned, I don't expect everyone to be aligned all the time. And when I say aligned, you know that feeling when you just have joy coursing through you and you see all people as just beautiful people and you love everybody and you love yourself and everything just feels good? That's what I'm talking about, being aligned. If you're with people who are at least seeking that alignment, and by the way, meditation gets me there, just had to say it. There's another video I made about meditation because I'm not a normal meditator. Sometimes I only do 2 minutes, okay? Like, it's all I have. But when we're in a group and we're all aligned or seeking alignment, we can just be ourselves. Because we're not going to do the wrong thing. We're not going to say the wrong thing. Because first of all, let's say that we do accidentally say the wrong thing. And I actually do want to not say the wrong thing on this channel. Because I have some deep programming from long ago. Like any woman who's in her 40s has some pretty deep programming. And so I do try to be careful about influencing or about saying things. I'm not gonna just say things without thinking. Like if my heart is full with love, I don't think I can say the wrong thing. But sometimes we get in our heads a little too much and then we're talking from our heads instead of our hearts. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, when we're with the right group, other people are just going to be like, oh, I know her heart. I know what she means. They're not gonna just take a little slip of the words and like totally judge us by that, right? Like they're just not going to. Okay, so moving forward. So meditating helps us become the observer of our life, and we kind of watch our life like it's a movie sometimes, and we kind of just laugh and we're like, oh, this is silly and this is fun and this is ridiculous. And it really, really helps remove ourselves from being inside of those situations that don't matter. But when we're inside the situations that don't matter and we're not kind of sitting behind them or above them or whatever, like when we don't have perspective, we get so caught up in these little things that don't matter, such as what people think. And most people are not aligned. Most people are not in their river of joy. And so these people well, I don't know if it's most, who knows? That's me being judgmental. Who knows how many people are aligned? But anybody who's gonna think anything negative about you, actually they're not. Because in alignment, we try to fix ourselves and we try to just look at other people as, we just try to not judge them. We just try to just think about the positive aspects of other people and about the world. And so, so who cares about what these people who are not in alignment think, right? Who freaking cares? And they're not thinking about it for more than 0.5 seconds anyways, and then they're on to thinking about themselves and other things in their lives, right? But meditation really does help me just be the observer of my life, not get caught up into the things. You can watch my other video on meditation and how it's changed my life, and I can do further videos on meditation because it's not as awful as you think it is. You can meditate while working out. You can meditate while walking your dog. It doesn't have to be the crisscross applesauce, sitting there, being bored type of thing. Okay, next. What we focus on, we get more of. So switching our focus from our so-called mistake to noticing the amazing things around you. So this is a big one, guys. So if you're just focused all the time on your mistakes and on all the things that you feel like you do, I know somebody very near and dear to me, and she'll do things sometimes and then she'll go, stupid, stupid, stupid. And I'm like, no, don't say that. Whatever we focus on expands, and you're brilliant. It's just that, the world is filled with all different types of brilliance, right? And her brilliance is more in art, and she can look at a blueprint and see the house. Her brilliance is different. And whatever we focus on expands. So if we're focusing on our mistakes and we're focusing on freaking out about what other people think about us or what we said or what we did, we're not going to be focused on the cool stuff. I think it's 95% of our thoughts each day are the same as yesterday, and most of those thoughts are negative. So it's like we're like steering our ship, right? And we're steering our ship towards negative things and towards the same things and the bad. How do we expect to get our ship to where we want it to go when we're constantly steering it towards these other things, right? Whatever we focus on expands. So let's focus on the good stuff. Let's, if we do something and we're embarrassed about it, or if we want to do something, this is a big topic. If we want to do something and we're not doing it because of what other people think, focus on the things that you're going to get because you do that thing. Focus on the excitement and ask yourself, like, I want this. Am I really going to not have this because of these made up things that people probably aren't going to be thinking anyways? Have you heard the thing, when you're in your 20s, you worry about what everyone thinks. When you're in your 30s, you stop worrying about what everyone thinks. When you're in your 40s, you realize nobody was thinking about you at all. So these people that you're worried about, they're probably not even going to think anything about it. And yet you're stopping yourself from your dreams. And everybody is so different. And what that means is that if we have goals and we have dreams, they are completely different than other people's goals and dreams. What makes you happy is completely different than what makes other people happy. Like, what gives you joy is different. So why should somebody else's thoughts with a completely different, they're made differently, they're completely different than you. Why should their thoughts have any bearing on your dreams or what you want to do, right? Just do it. Let's go. Okay, next. No one exists who hasn't embarrassed themselves or made a mistake. Nobody on this earth exists who hasn't made a mistake, embarrassed themselves. Nobody. And that's like part of the success stories I love reading about the most is, and I have some giant mistakes that I've made in my life, some big things I've had to overcome. But that's my favorite parts of the story because it makes me feel like so good, like, if they can do it, I can do it. So here we are worrying about what other humans who have made their own mistakes, their own embarrassments, everybody has said the wrong thing more than once and offended somebody and made somebody feel bad on accident. Everybody. Like everybody. And we're going to worry about them? Really? No, let's not. Okay, next. Failing faster and failing more often. If you get excited about going for things, and if you get excited about checking the thing off, like, okay, I wasn't able to do that, I went for it, it didn't feel good, like this camper van thing that I'm super excited about, the more I read about it, the more I'm like, if I go for it, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it. We'll see if I still try it. I might just go do Airbnbs all over, who knows? We will see what happens. But regardless, I'm gonna borrow my brother's camper truck thing, and we'll see if I like it. I'm just going to try it. And then if it's an abysmal failure, I'm not going to feel bad just because I said on YouTube that I wanted to have the camper van life and then I didn't. Like, who cares? Let's go. Let's fail. Let's move on. Let's use our failures to figure out what we don't want. And also failing in relationships. I have broken off more. They weren't all relationships. Some of them were just like, first dates or whatever. Way more than I can remember. And it's because like in that, I really was, for the most part, like some of them I held on to for way too long, but for the most part, I was really good at getting out of things that I knew didn't feel good. And I'm sure that there were people that were like, here's Julie's new man. Like, I'm sure there were people like that. am I gonna let that stop me? Am I just gonna like stay with the old one that wasn't good for me and it brought me down? Like for those people are like, oh, Julie's got a new man. Like, and probably nobody was even saying that. I really don't freaking care. Anyways, fail faster in relationships, fail faster in starting new businesses, fail faster in trying new hobbies, fail faster in, jobs, in whatever. Let's just fail faster. Let's get out of it. Like, I am really good. I always say choosing is not quitting. So I decided to leave college because it wasn't serving me. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17 years old. I've always owned my own businesses. I started from absolutely nothing. My family was poor growing up. They used to be rich back before. When I was 9, we were super rich, and then we went to poor. And at one point we didn't have a stove and we hadn't finished the floors in our house yet, like that kind. Anyways, I started from nothing and built my way up, and I was going to college, and I had my business for 4 years. And I asked my accounting professor what software should I use to do my accounting? He didn't know the answer. And I'm sure I wasn't in a good college or whatever, or maybe it was just a one-off, but who cares? Like, I realized that I was doing all of this like fake work, and is going to college really going to help me in entrepreneurship? I decided it wasn't. I stopped. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's made up that we have to go to college. That's not real. You don't have to go to college to be successful. Like, you have to go to college to be a nurse or a doctor. Like, there are things that you need to go to college for in order to do them, like to be a nurse or a doctor. But for entrepreneurship, I didn't have to. So I don't view it as and even if you view it as a failure, there is no failure, there's only learning or something like that. I like that quote. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care if I did call it a failure, because I really don't care what people might think of that. Okay, that was a tangent. Okay. Next, one day we will be old and we will realize that we spent our whole lives worrying. Oh, yeah, guys, let's not do that, okay? Let's not do that. I remember when I was in my 20s and I was really overweight, like 65 pounds heavier. I've been overweight a lot of times in my life, and I've finally figured that out. I can share a video if you want to hear about it. But anyways, I remember I don't want to spend my 20s overweight, because I know how it's affecting me. I know how it's bringing me down. I know how it affects me every minute of every day. And it's the same with this. I don't want to spend my whole life worrying about other people instead of living my life. When we get to the end of it, we're going to wish that we'd lived and that we'd gone for things and that we'd done things. And if it just seems like too insurmountable of a step, to take the next step to do some of the things you want to do, we can talk about that in some other videos, because I literally went from 65 pounds overweight, didn't want to get out of bed, didn't want to do anything except eat food and watch TV, to now I barely watch TV. I don't think of myself in any particular type of way. I like to get excited about the things I'm doing instead of thinking too much about stuff like this. But my boyfriend says that I'm the most motivated and ambitious person he's ever met. And I'm like, I don't really think of myself that way. If you mean ambitious, meaning I get excited about things and I go after them, okay, sure, I'll take that. I'll take that. But if you are going to die in a couple months, sorry, didn't mean to get dark on you. But if you were going to die in a couple months, what would you do with your life right now? Would you still be around the people that you're around? Would you go off in a camper van? What would you do? What would you do? I want to know. Put it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Okay, next. Follow the love. So when we are worried about what other people think, and when it's stopping us from doing things, or when it's just taking up our time and having us feel bad instead of eating delicious strawberries and touching flowers and putting our toes in the sand, is that following the love? That's a prevalent question that I ask in my life. Is this love or is this fear? And worrying is definitely fear. It is not love. If we were following the love, we would first of all do whatever we could to make a situation right if we would need to. And second of all, if we have a goal, if we have a dream, if we're following the love, we would follow our hearts that are leading us towards this dream, right? We would be following that. So let's follow the love. Okay, last thing that I want to talk about. You can become an entirely different person at any time. The only person keeping you stuck really is you. Like, you can change. I am so different than I used to be. I am so different than I was last week. I'm different than I was 2 weeks ago. That's one of the toughest things about YouTube. When you're uploading your videos later, you're like, I feel like I'm so evolved, like from this video that I made. I don't know. Who knows, right? Who knows? But I love learning. I love growing, and identifying ourselves as a learner, as somebody who grows, as somebody who gets excited about learning new things feels a whole lot better than trying to identify ourselves as like a world-class athlete or a world-class business person or a this or a that. Like, it feels so much better to kind of be childlike and be like, children are excited for the most part. They're excited about things. They're excited about learning things. They look at things in a different way. How can we be like that? And how can we be excited about learning and growing instead of feeling stuck? And along the lines of, you can be a different person at any time. What is holding you back? Like, if you're like, oh no, I can't change. I can't be different. Really? What is it? Is it the people around you? Is it that they would keep you in because really, technically, let's say that you have a family and they all live with you and they see you as this specific person. There could be a world in which you learned and you grew and you were moving towards your dreams and getting excited about it, just kind of like by yourself. Like, you can share it with them. I've found that when I share things I'm excited about, usually it deflates my excitement because most people are realists and they want to protect you and they want to save you, and I'm a dreamer. And so usually I scare most of the people around me with the things that I want to go for and the dreams I want to do. And it's okay to just keep things to yourself or tell them to your YouTube audience. But that's okay. Even if it's just you inside of you, if you have people around you and you're like, I can't change because of them, that's like literally the definition. That's literally what we're talking about, is not caring about what other people think, not letting other people influence us and how we are and how we see ourselves, because it's how we see ourselves that matters. And if you're able to change your beliefs about yourself, we could talk more about that. A lot of journaling, a lot of introspection. But if we change the beliefs about ourselves and coming up with your own set of principles, like, these are my guiding principles, these do not change. These are the things about me that I hold to, that are me. And then everything else is subject to change without notice. I always tell people in conversations, not always, but I tell people a lot in conversations, I'm like, my thoughts are subject to change without notice. I do not hold myself to them. I have my principles. Some of my principles are always do the right thing, tell the truth, be kind to those around me, follow the love. These are some of my principles. And another one of my principles that I really, really believe in is just getting excited about things and having enthusiasm for things, like finding things to be excited about and following them, following the river of joy, following the excitement, following the enthusiasm. So beyond those things, all my other thoughts subject to change without notice. I don't really have super strong opinions about things because, first of all, everything's made up. So since everything's made up, how can I have a strong opinion about something? Because probably someone else made up the construct, and I believe that constructs can change. Like, principles stay, constructs, systems change. Another video for another day. Okay, I would love to hear from you what you're going to do. What are the action steps you're going to take to get unstuck, to chase after your dreams, to not let what other people think keep you from those dreams? What are you going to do? Tell me. I want to know. I want to read it in the comments. If you don't know what to say, you could just put dreams. It's my little doggy on the couch. You can say hi to Zoe in the comments if you want to. I'm going to make more videos like this, I think, because I am crazy passionate about these subjects, about you getting unstuck, about you being confident, about you going after your dreams. It's so exciting to me. So let me know if you want to hear more too. Like and subscribe if you want to, if it feels good to you. All right. Bye. Till next video.